Hello everyone, thought I'd get a video out because pretty much the last three things have just been live streams, so we'll just do a quick sort of game commentary here. It's just one that I've just picked at random here. We've got RVA, ioantan and Raphiel versus Cal, Evil, whatever that is, I'm not pronouncing that, and CasualClone. So the map's Icelake, tends to have a lot of nerfs on it, particularly extra nerfs just scattered in the centre. So in this case we've got about 8, maybe like 10 or so. I suppose there's more over there as well. Seem to be in little groups of 2. So what you want to do is find your initial nerfs around your command centre and then try and find some of the ones in the centre and get more than your opponent so you get a little bit of an edge. So you want to be housing all these particularly as well. There's extra bits of food, you can see there's Falumpa sets. There are fruit bushes to eat from. And some EOPs as well. So plenty of food, no reason to eat the nerfs, got to get them on the nursery. Looking around here we can see that Raphiel and Evil are wings, and we've got Cal versus ioantan here on the other wing. RVA in the pocket, and CasualClone in the pocket. So 2 of the better players are in the pockets here, which is good for each team, because that's what you kind of want, because they have to keep the wings alive and support them, and you kind of want the better players doing that, rather than the better players stuck on the wings. Just because the pocket can have so much influence, so you would want the better player to be given that opportunity to influence the game as much as possible. So Falump's getting lured. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because I find this incredibly boring. Pretty good map for a Mountie rush. With all the nerfs that you get, you're already halfway there having a nursery. The distances as well are not too much, and it's difficult to wall off because of the centre. Because the centre is made of ice and you can't build on the ice, you're not really going to be able to wall your base out so much. So it does favour a lot of aggression on the wings, particularly the Mounties. Not really seeing anything from the players in terms of what they might be doing, particularly on the wings here. I think it's just a little bit too early for them to maybe get like a troop centre down. In particular, I think some of the players might have had to make more than one nursery. Which of course is another 100 carbon. See, we'll try to do a little bit of a wall here. No early Mounties from Raphiel as of yet. He's got to get a food processor. Looks like there's a bit of shenanigans here. Killing the nerfs at the command centre. If you lose control of your nerfs at command centre and you garrison, the command centre without impunity will fire on your nerfs just because they've changed ownership. See a troop centre now here. What about on the other wing? Nova. And Nova. I really hate this. You're so close to one another. Just fight each other. Just fight. Learn to rush. There's a power core. So be able to afford 2 Mounties initially, and then he will need more Nova if he wants to make more Mounties. It's not a bad rush distance even for just marching troopers across as well. As you can see though, you've got a wall here. You've not really walled this. And if he manages to wall all of this, this is going to cost him a lot of carbon. Because look at all these entry points. That's 25 carbon a pop. It's 100, 200, 200 and basically extra houses. That could be a troop centre. A quarter of a power core. So the building's going down for RVA. Looks like he's going to be going T3. CasualClone trolling him a bit here. Dropping 2 rankers on his fruit bushes. Fortunately they've gone for different workers as well, which is really annoying. See that CasualClone, the other Mountie, has decided to, or the other pocket has decided to Mountie rush. So it's definitely going to slow him down. Great timing as well. Good opportunity there with bringing the Rancors. This just makes this even more disruptive to deal with. In particular, you wouldn't really expect it too much from the rival pocket. So you can see that they've not invested too much. They've just put one troop centre down. So they've just made the initial sort of mounties there to do the damage. Well, they're actually making more. Okay. Do they smell blood, or are they looking to snowball this out of control? I suppose RVA is not dealing too well with it here. So to abandon his carbon. Have a look at the other wing. So troop centre's gone down. This wall's just premature then if you're going to make a troop centre in rush. Because it just slows down your rush. He's got power core now against his command centre. It's a lot easier to defend because you've got the turret flare from the command centre and you can garrison out and repair it. But what's difficult here is that he's going to be stuck on strike mechs, and you just need to pull off a few mounties and click them onto the strike mechs. Until you get 3-4 strike mechs, it's very difficult to deal with this amount of mounties. You can maybe rely on the command centre fire. And he does have the added bonus of being Trade Federation that you can repair these as well. So it's very difficult to run round and round. Lucky there's no command lag affecting him. Try and do this in the like 2-second command lag and you will not succeed. It's horrible. There seems to be a couple of anti-air troopers here for red. Not sure on the basis of what. Doesn't really have any information that air's coming. It's maybe a bit premature. Because his wing's not T3. He knows the pocket's been mounted, or I hope he would, if he's in communication with his pocket. He's stuck on strike mechs. But he sent his strike mechs over here to do some influence. Get Raphiel going. Get him up to T3 and off the rush. So there's an air base here for Cal. Just strike mechs here for ioantan. RVA try to get back up here now. CasualClone is stuck on T2 so far. Maybe made too many mounties. I feel like they must be on their way to T3 if they're making grenade troopers. Quite a heavy food investment. Strike mechs from RVA pushing up to try and find some damage. That great big premature wall is going to slow them down a bit, but they're going to find a slight spot up against it where they can shoot at the guys on the berries, so it's sort of let them down now. Let's run a file, I think T3, CasualClone still T2, oh there we go, T3 now. So try and catch up a little bit here and influence on the wings. See Raphael going for our 2 air bases here. Best suited player on the team for that, being Naboo. Llama got his strikes at home. Maybe because Cal's got a fort here, 2 mech destroyers, there can be speeders out now, it's going to be difficult to get any sort of pressure out with strike mechs. And maybe look to build up a force and maybe get some AM mobiles, but he's gone 2 mech factories as well, which means he's really committed to going mechs and mech harassment. The speeders absolutely shut that down horribly. Two air bases here from CasualClone. I guess they're looking to match the air that's coming out. Maybe they feel they're too behind to be going mechs. I think mechs would be really strong when you've got someone that's got speeders on your team. Because what that really affords you, particularly on a map like this, that you know there's not many obstacles. You can just walk across the ice lake. If you get like a good amount of mech destroyers and strike mechs, you can just push up with the speeders from your wing, and they can just take out the mech destroyers that are being used to defend the base, and then It's very difficult to deal with. However, speeders, fighters, countered by the same thing. I think maybe CasualClone's seen that RVA doesn't have any anti-air. Thinks he'd be least suited to countering this with pressure though. But his wing, you know, is T3, does have his own fighters out to help him. So he doesn't lose too much there. You can see there's the speeder defending the pocket, so very difficult to deal with. He's got a couple on each base. It's very good use of this unit. It's completely overpowered and bullshit as it is. If you roll rebels, why wouldn't you make it? It's your duty as the rebel player to get that fort and build speeders. So the rush seems to still be going on for red here. Maybe just sacking those troops because he won't need them anymore. Rest in peace, my scouting son. You found that command centre. I'm quite liking the interplay from these guys in this game. They seem to all be helping each other out quite a bit. I enjoy that. It's a decent sort of understanding of your roles and the positions that you've been placed in. So he's just going to get this turret up just in time for this raid here for the air. There's not really much opportunities to do damage to RVA with the way that his base is laid out. It's kind of just a waste of your own time, your own micro. The player that could probably take the most damage is ironically the one that's building the air, because their air's out in the map and they don't want to build any anti-air turrets. You can see that Cal and CasualClone here are finding a nice opening, and look at the distance that these boys have been travelling. They're so far away from the command centre, it's a massacre. He was planning to go T4 as well, so this is really going to slow him down, losing all these workers. Because if you think about the food that you're going to have to invest in, you know, researching tech level 4, getting the shield upgrade and such, building the initial fighters, it's really going to slow him down. So that's a really great move for Team CasualClone here. Third command centre for RVA. I think he's playing just a bit of catch up because he's taking quite a bit of damage. You can see that he's dropped down in the score there. I think he might be quite a few workers behind everybody. These lads are just having a nice sort of stare at this house that they've just erected. And they're done with that. Let's see some new carbon processors about. A lot of long distances these boys have been walking with their loads of trees. I think we might be seeing Cal with T4 quite soonish. Being rebels gets that farm bonus, and he's got quite a decent amount of farms. He's getting some extra command centres here. Not too much harassment going down anymore. People are giving up and just gone into building command centres and farms and just expanding up, booming away. There's a nice little push with the iomobiles. This is what I like to see. You need to bring a forward with this as well to add the pressure. Particularly against a player that's like rebels, because don't tend to have anything on the ground really defending themselves. So you want to get some pummels. It's really difficult to defend pummels with like just the fort and command center fire and some air, because you just push the pummels or push the air away with the iomobiles. A little bit of a window there for CasualClone to pick off a couple of workers, but it's not too much damage. RVA sending some money to Raphiel there, maybe trying to get him to go T4. chance. Really pin this command center down. Seems to be stressing Cal out quite a bit. Didn't really have anything to deal with it. I want to pull his speeders home. Enough speeders, you could probably kill the mech before you lose all your speeders. Slow the attack down. See, he's hit T4. So maybe waiting to get his upgrades before he engages this. His Nova's quite well defended, being snuck in between the fortress and the command center. This will slow him down a little bit, but I don't think it's going to slow him down too much because he's got a couple of command centers over here as well. So his economy is quite split up. And you can't split this army up to deal with it or it gets picked apart by the speeders. See the TIE fighter squadron still flying around. RVA not able to do much harassment. So maybe just send his units with this. Not much windows, speeders all over the place. Push maybe going out from red here, aren't they? Raph. Oh, he's at T4. This seems a very early T4, considering his rookies. You know, 2 command centers. Sending more money to Raphael. Is he T4? No. CasualClone T4 now, so they might not take too much damage. Are they just going to go fast fighters? Maybe. They haven't really put any other sort of production down. 3 war centers is a bit strange. I think you'd be okay with 2 if you try to catch up. Upgrade your units for what? You don't have any. Get another mech factory. This farm's not long for this world. Is a Jedi here to defend this? He's got his fighters upgraded, but he doesn't have shields yet. He doesn't want to trade with these. These would love to trade with him because they're useless at this point. Not seen much from Cal's there. Players all seem quite comfy, not taking much damage, all getting to T4 as well. They've all been afforded the ability to just do a light little boom, get to T4. These have created a mobiles just chilling. Leaving the army to its fate. I guess the players are struggling a little bit to get forwards down because of the ice in the centre. These Rancors are really giving RVA a bad time today. Cal doing a bit of damage here. It's not made too much air, I don't think. When people just make a light amount, just make your opponents overreact and do what you can with a light amount, get forward down and just transition. Go into troops afterwards. Go to Mounties or repeater troopers. Get some cannons out and they'll really struggle because they're going to be behind you economically. This force just waiting here. We're now going out the map. See some strike mechs being sent out from Casual here. Not sure what the big plan is. I thought they would maybe upgrade their strikes, but they've got 2 mech factories. I think they maybe want to get forward all the way across. A little bit ambitious. If they get away with it though, they'll be laughing. See the air being sent out now from Raphael. An interesting little push. I don't rate the assault mech when you know he's got Jedi Masters though. That assault mech doesn't necessarily belong to you. Could be his soon. He's very vulnerable. He's been T4 for a long time and he didn't upgrade his turrets. I feel like there's a lot of preventable damage here. Relying on these really slow anti-immobiles to get in there and do some damage. Not seeing any sort of army or production from RVA. See the cannons being rallied here. Not too much accompanying them. Cal really does love making assault mechs as rebels. Make some troopers. Using the mechs. Puny. This forward going up. He's got the turret down. He's got a power core and a turret. That's a great start. Rally some units across. Maybe a spaceport going down here. Yeah, looking to trade. No more damage being done with these Naboo fighters. Doesn't have too much on the ground, just a couple of Jedi Masters. There's the upgraded strike mechs now. They'll do a lot of damage. Tricky to deal with. Managed to slide out a few mech factories here to get an army going. These are, at the very least for him, just making strike mechs just now, rather than mech destroyers. So if he discovers this and pushes up onto it, he could just spawn kill the units that come out. The big fear would be that the upgraded speeders come across, though. If upgraded speeders come across, he's going to really struggle. So that would almost guarantee the existence of this forward, particularly with the shield as well. I think Raphael's really stretched out, other than his wing here with his air. See the units are just rallying into the shield here. Oh, Bill, he's needs to bring these over. Get them all together. Just spawn kill the units. Seems to have knocked the workers out of place and stopped them getting that mech factory up. Would be nice to have a fort here as well. Then you could have some cannons. He's not making a backup base of production either. He could just put here and rally across. Certainly room for it. This army is slow pushing. Doesn't really push as fast as troopers would. Cool little anti-Jedi force marching across here. Doesn't really catch all these workers, he's pushed them towards his opponent. He doesn't have anything to really defend them, other than his Jedi. I think they may be hiding in the fort here, in this command center. Still spawn killing these units. Sending more workers across? I don't understand. Are you just going to try to build here? Get away with it? You're going to make a fort? So maybe garrisoning inside here? I don't know. Raphael using a lot of workers to this. Just because he's stuck on air just now. Building some forts. Good few Jedi. Managed to stockpile a few MDs and get them together. RVA's split his forces up. bad timing because he's had to send this across to help Raphael. Kind of just needed to get some mech factories down somewhere and get some mechs out, because the mechs that you get for Naboo are not too bad. They'll certainly do really nicely when you've got all those Jedi to complement them. It's getting pushed out here and then. He's going to be fighting, you know, shield versus no shield. Try to build his old shield, his own shield to deal with this. There's the fortress going down. Can't really contest that. It's quite behind in upgrades now as well. There's the heavy mech hit. Cal's still pushing quite slowly. Definitely got ioantan right up against the ropes though. And there's the shield. He's getting some damage on it with the cannons. He can't defend his cannons now though, because he's just pulled back. RV's helped clean up that army, but at what cost? The air coming across to try and help him now. I think it would have been really nice for them if they just never let this get going. Cannon coming out, it'd be hard to contest that. Can maybe suicide it with the air. If he brings the Jedi over though, the Jedi will ruin this. There we go. Yeah, that's the good move here. There's no counter to Jedi over here. Convert the cannon, convert some of the mech destroyers, I'll go for the turret. Turret will be nice because then you can bring the air in. Fort's not going to do too much. Bring the air in now. A little bit too early. He's got homing, is he? Yes. A couple of fighters lost. Oh. Didn't convert it in time either. Lost a lot of fighters. Half this fighter count. I think they should have just went for the units, cleared them up first. And RVA could bring his mech destroyers forward. This army should come back. Calling for the spaceport and get their trade going. You can see that the other team are way ahead in trading. They've been trading for some time. An okay little force here for CasualClone. I think they could have an awful lot more. And just a few more production buildings on the other side. Once they get going though, those Galactic Empire units and all the upgrades that they get there, they are really just, they're absolutely swell. I don't know if they've maybe fucked things. Are they not meant to have 281 health? Because he upgraded in the wrong order. There's one that gives you flat HP and there's one that gives you percent HP, and you need to get the flat first before the percent, from what I remember. Maybe he's not got them both, but you can muck it up and have less health. Now he's struggling to get his mech destroyers upgraded. Doesn't seem to plan to at all. Nope. Could probably afford it as well. Automated processes. Got a good. He's got a good amount of them. I think he's got all his upgrades now. Maybe missing armor. Armor in the actual mech destroyer one. He's popped. Upgrade them. Just sell some food. Please. Please upgrade them. Now this is a ambitious spaceport. We're not gonna go like that and through the fighting. Plus, very easy for Red to just push up and kill this. Yeah, I don't know. What's going on this side? doing quite a lot of damage. Forward window. Would you upgrade your mechs? It's just BM. I will beat you with normal mech destroyers. The old Crusaders getting whipped out here. Air flying over. Probably deal with those speeders that keep ruining Ioantan's life. I think they could get a lot of damage done at this point now, because there seems to be some pockets of exposed workers. Or we're getting pushed back. Not a lot of mechs there. Is there still 269 happens? Look at it all. Could be remembering wrong though. I swear it's 281 health. He's definitely got a healthy economy. So he's got more than enough to max up here. Seems to have a lot of traders going as well. So we could start supplementing assault mechs into this. Oh, the Crusaders. That's good. Nice meat shield there. They do cool damage as well. Look at them slapping. The slapsticks of justice here against the Empire. Anti-Jedi Force still pushing on this side every so often. Cal getting pushed back completely by Ioantan's Spider Mech Destroyer Force. $219 HP versus 175. Rebel mechs, not the best. Please build troopers. That's what they're good at. This forward has been banished. A few panic mech factories over here. Crusaders coming over to deal with this army. There's not really too much to stop them. There's a few strike mechs here from the pocket, but there's more Crusaders than strike mechs. What is that micro? That's not good. Oh, everything exploding. Ioantan's really pushing Cal here. Shield up, cannons going at it. I'd like to see these units from RVA maybe just push across onto Cal here. A lot of speeders though. We need anti-air. Or the Naboo Air Force. Are they still going? Yeah, they are. Air cruiser. Nothing to stop the air cruiser. A few assault mechs here from RVA pushing up with these units. So they can definitely win at two fronts here maybe. Is GG being called from CasualClone? Don't really have too much. And without them, there's not really any hope for that team, so that's the end of the game there. Quite enjoyed that one. I just think either side could have won that at certain points. I think Cal really did have a chance to kill Ioantan. I don't rate the decision to go mech destroyers as rebels. Cause that's ultimately why he just took worse trades and then got pushed back in the end, because these mechs are just, they're so much better. I mean, that's 50 HP basically per unit, which I'm pretty sure is maybe 1 or 2 shots per unit extra that you need to kill them. You do have the speeders and stuff, but he's got plenty of anti-air, and they get good anti-air mobiles as well, being Confederacy. Took a while for Raphael to get going on this side, but he didn't really get punished too hard by our red player here. He did unfortunately go T4 a little bit too early, I think, before having a substantial boom behind it. And of course, CasualClone's forward took a while to get going, and then ultimately ended up dying, and they couldn't really reinforce it good enough. And they didn't have much influence on this side of the map either, or really on this side too much. Might have been better to just have production that you can rely on in the back and send your units as needed. Because I think they were very much ahead of RVA in unit tech for quite some time. And he's still not upgraded these. Raging. Absolutely raging. Anyway guys, like, comment, subscribe. Anything you want to see from the channel, please tell me. I appreciate any sort of feedback. I wish you all the best. See you in the next video. Bye bye.